She left me with her 8-year-old niece like it was no big deal, then vanished to a luxury resort on my credit card. I had no warning, no heads up, just a kid at my doorstep and a flood of lies unraveling faster than I could breathe. But one move, just one, turned the tables. And what followed, it didn't just expose her, it destroyed her. My name's Jake, I'm 33, and if you had told me a year ago that I'd be babysitting an 8-year-old girl I'd never met while my girlfriend partied at a luxury resort on my dime, I would have laughed you out of the room. But that's exactly what happened. I met Lexi about a year and a half ago at a coffee shop. It was one of those cheesy rom.com meet.cutes. She spilled her drink at the counter, muttered a frustrated curse under her breath, and I handed her a stack of napkins while joking. I guess the baristas are getting aggressive today. She laughed. That was it. We talked. Numbers were exchanged. And from there, sparks. Dates turned into weekends, weekends into full weeks, and soon enough we were basically living together. She had that magnetic energy, the kind that makes everything seem exciting, even if you're just sitting in traffic. Lexi was charming, spontaneous, and never boring, but looking back now, those qualities were just a cover. There were signs, red flags waving right in front of my face, but I ignored them. Hell, I made excuses for them. One of the earliest flags was how she talked about her family. She had an older sister, Emma, who Lexi described as a walking disaster. Emma was a single mom to an 8-year-old girl named Lily. Every time Lexi talked about them, it was all eye rolls and dramatic sighs. She treats me like her personal babysitter. Lexi would complain. I have my own life, you know. At first, I brushed it off. I mean, don't all siblings vent like that sometimes? But what stuck with me more was how she talked about Lily. Most people soften up when they mention kids, not Lexi. She's just annoying. Lexi had scoffed once. Emma chose to be a mom, not me. I remember saying, kids that age just want cartoons and chicken nuggets. How hard could it be? Lexi gave me this look and said flatly, yeah, well, it's not my responsibility. It was cold, but I didn't push. I told myself she was just frustrated. Maybe Emma leaned on her too much. Maybe Lexi was just venting, but that wasn't the truth. Lexi liked being seen as the martyr, the misunderstood one. She wanted sympathy without accountability, and she hated details. She was always vague about her plans, brushing me off when I asked where she was going or what she was doing. At the time, I thought she just valued her independence. In reality, she was hiding things constantly. I met Emma once. She seemed tired but kind. She clearly adored her daughter, and when she thanked Lexi for helping out and even offered to cover dinner, I was confused. Lexi had made it sound like Emma was mooching off her. After we left, I told Lexi, Emma seems nice. You make her sound like a monster. She's fine, in small doses. Lexi shrugged. You don't see what I see. Again, I let it go. Then there was Lexi's relationship with responsibility. She avoided it like the plague. If a task didn't directly benefit her, she passed it off. One time, a friend asked her to watch their dog for a weekend. Lexi agreed, and then handed me the key and said, you're better at this stuff anyway. At the time, I laughed. Now I realize she was always shifting her mess onto someone else. And I was her favorite dumping ground. I was the one who planned our trips. I was the one who fixed arguments. I did all the work. And Lexi, she coasted on charm and convenience. And yet, somehow, I still didn't see the cliff I was headed for. Until that Friday. It was an ordinary day or so, I thought. I came home from work, ready to unwind. But when I pulled into my driveway, I saw a little girl sitting on my porch, hugging a small pink suitcase. She looked up at me like she knew who I was. Lily, I asked, confused. She nodded, then handed me a folded piece of paper like it was a golden ticket to some theme park. My address was scribbled on it in Lexi's handwriting. She said you'd take care of me this week, Lily said simply. I froze. No text, no call, no warning. Just an 8-year-old girl left on my doorstep like a freaking Amazon package. I fumbled for my phone, maybe I missed a message. Nothing. No call, no voicemail, not even a damn emoji. Trying to stay calm, I crouched down beside Lily. Did your aunt tell you where she was going? She said she's visiting her friends. Friends. What friends? Lexi hadn't said a single word about going out of town. I ushered Lily inside, gave her some juice, and tried to process what the hell was happening. I called Lexi. Straight to voicemail. I left a message mild, for now. Hey, Lex, Lily's here at my house. Can you call me back? No response. I looked inside Lily's suitcase. One pair of clothes, a stuffed unicorn, a pack of crayons, no pajamas, no toothbrush, not even a snack. It looked like it had been packed in 60 seconds by someone who didn't give a damn. I called Lexi again, voicemail, texted her, where are you? Why is Lily here? No reply. I sat down with Lily and said, "So, how about we figure out dinner? Can we have chicken nuggets?" she asked, smiling like this was all perfectly normal. "Sure thing," I said, forcing a smile. While the nuggets cooked, I tried to distract her with a movie, but my mind was racing. What if Lexi didn't come back tonight or tomorrow? How long was this trip? I checked the suitcase again. Still nothing. Then I found a sticky note tucked inside her coloring book. "Be good. Uncle Jake will take care of you." Uncle Jake? I wasn't her uncle. I was Lexi's boyfriend, and never once had I agreed to any of this. By bedtime, I was emotionally drained. I set up the guest room, tucked Lily in, and stood in the hallway like a ghost. Should I call the police, child services? Was this neglect? She was safe, fed, warm, but this wasn't okay. None of it was. I sent one last message before going to bed. "Lexi, I know you're away. You need to call me. This is serious." No typing bubble, no response. I lay there in the dark. 100 thoughts buzzing in my head. About Lexi, about how much I'd overlooked, about the fact that I had no idea what she was capable of anymore. The next morning, I woke up to silence. Still no text, still no call. But I wasn't sitting around anymore. That morning, I made pancakes for Lily. She giggled while squeezing syrup all over her plate, completely oblivious to the storm brewing around her. I smiled for her sake, but inside, I was seething. After breakfast, I sat her in front of the TV with a cartoon and started making calls. First up was my friend Sarah, one of the few mutual connections Lexi and I had. "Wait!" Lexi did what Sarah practically shouted into the phone after I explained what had happened. "She dropped her niece at your place without asking." "Yep," I said, my voice tight. "And now she's MIA on some trip with friends. Do you have Emma's number? I need to let her know." Sarah didn't, but she promised to ask around. While I waited for her to get back to me, something hit me. I still didn't know where Lexi had actually gone. Visiting friends could have meant anything. So I did what any suspicious, blindsided guy would do. I opened Instagram. And there she was, Lexi, posting stories like she didn't just abandon a child on my doorstep. The first post, her by a resort pool, cocktail in hand, caption, "Finally some me time." The second, a boomerang of clinking champagne glasses with some friends. The third, a group pic tagged at Miami Beach Resort. My jaw dropped. Lexi wasn't just out with friends, she was living it up at a luxury beach resort while I babysat her niece, without notice, without asking. And then I saw it, in one of her photos, barely visible behind a martini glass, was a hotel receipt. And the name on it, mine. My stomach dropped. I rushed to my wallet, pulled out my phone, and opened my bank app, and sure enough, charges from the Miami Beach Resort. Spa, room service, flight, drinks, all on my credit card. It wasn't just babysitting. She had robbed me. I stood there, in shock, staring at the transactions. She had used my money without my permission to take a luxury vacation and left me to clean up her mess. Literally. I called my bank immediately. The rep was kind, but firm. "We'll flag the charges as unauthorized and start an investigation," she said. "You'll need to provide any evidence you have." Oh, I had evidence. Screenshots, timestamps, the whole damn Instagram tour of Miami. I sent them everything. Then, as if on cue, Sarah texted me. "Got Emma's number. Just sent it to you." I didn't waste a second. I called. Emma picked up on the second ring, and I launched into everything: how Lexi left Lily at my house without saying a word, how I couldn't get in touch with her, how I found out she was on a luxury vacation funded by my credit card. There was silence on the other end. "You're kidding," Emma finally said, her voice strained. "She told me she'd be watching Lily while I worked this weekend. I even paid her." I blinked. "Wait, paid her?" "Yeah," Emma said, her voice rising. "She charges me every time. I Venmo'd her $300. I sat down. All those times Lexi complained about doing favors for her sister. She was getting paid. All the victim stories about being taken advantage of lies. She'd been profiting from this whole time. Emma was furious. "Jake, I'm so sorry. I never would have let this happen if I'd known. I'll book the first flight back. I'll be there tomorrow." I promised her Lily would be safe with me. I meant it. But I was done giving Lexi any grace. That afternoon, while Lily colored at the kitchen table, I checked Lexi's Instagram again. Another story had gone up. She was lounging by the pool, sunglasses on, caption, "Living my best life." I slammed my phone onto the table so hard, Lily jumped. "Sorry, kiddo," I said, softening my tone. Just dropped my phone. She went back to coloring. I went back to boiling. I tried calling Lexi again, voicemail. Again, I left a new message. And this time, I didn't hold back. "Lexi, this is not okay. I've been watching Lily for over a day with zero communication from you. And I know you're in Miami because you stole my credit card to pay for it. If I don't hear from you soon, we're done. Do not test me on this." That night, after Lily went to bed, my phone finally buzzed. A text from Lexi. "Relax, Jake. She's fine with you. Don't be so dramatic." Dramatic. My blood boiled. I replied instantly. "You abandoned your niece without telling me, used my credit card to pay for a trip, and ghosted me. This is not dramatic. It's insane. You need to come back now." Her response came fast. "Oh, Jake, chill. You're good with kids. It's just for a couple days." I didn't respond. I didn't trust myself not to say something I couldn't take back. Instead, I called Emma and updated her. "She what?" Emma snapped. "She said it's just a couple days, Jake. I swear she's done. I'm filing a report. I'll be on a flight first thing tomorrow." The next morning, I woke up to another text from Lexi. This one pushed me over the edge. "You're seriously ruining my trip. I trusted you to handle this and now you're acting like a child. Grow up." I called her immediately. She actually picked up this time. "You've got some nerve," I said, my voice low and firm. She groaned. "Oh my God. Jake, what now?" "What now?" I laughed. Incredulous. "You dumped your niece at my house, didn't tell me a damn thing, stole my credit card, and then ignored me for days. And you think I'm overreacting? You're so dramatic," she said again. "I trusted you because I knew Lily would be safe with you. What's the big deal?" "You're unbelievable," I said. "Don't bother coming back here. We're done." "Oh, come on," she snapped. "You're breaking up with me over this. You're such a..." I hung up. I didn't want to hear the insult coming. I blocked her number. Lexi had lost every bit of ground with me. That night, Emma arrived. Exhausted and furious, she hugged Lily, who squealed with joy, then turned to me with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she said quietly. "Thank you for being there when my sister failed her." "She's lucky to have you," I said. "You both are." Emma didn't stop there. She contacted CPS and told them everything. Days later, I got a call asking for my side of the story. I gave them every detail: the dropped off, the lack of supplies, the voicemail, the stolen credit card, the Instagram stories, the bank dispute. "This is extremely concerning," the caseworker told me. "We'll be reaching out to Lexi as part of our investigation." It was finally happening. Lexi's lies, her recklessness, her entitlement, it was all catching up to her. And I wasn't done yet. The CPS report was just the beginning. Emma wasn't messing around. After filing the report, she also hired a lawyer. "I want to make sure she can't do this again," she told me, to anyone. Meanwhile, my bank's fraud department moved quickly. They requested documentation, which I gladly provided: screenshots of Lexi's Instagram posts, bank statements showing the charges, the note she left for Lily, all of it. A few days later, I got the call. "We've officially classified the transactions as fraud," the rep told me. "You'll be fully reimbursed. And we've canceled the card. The merchant has been notified." Boom, that was the win I needed. But I wasn't done. I called the Miami Beach resort next. When I explained the situation to their customer service rep, how Lexi booked the room under my name with a stolen card, there was a long pause. "Oh," the woman said carefully. "We take things like this very seriously." She checked their system and confirmed. 2 nights already completed, but the rest of the reservation had been canceled. "Because of the fraud report," she added. "She's now flagged in our system. She won't be able to stay here again." That felt good. Real good. Lexi loved flaunting her luxury getaways online, and now one of her go-to destinations had blacklisted her. Meanwhile, the CPS caseworker followed up with me again. "We've interviewed Ms. Lexi," they said. "She tried to downplay what happened, said she assumed you'd be okay with watching Lily." "Assumed," I repeated. "She didn't even check if I was home." "Yes," the worker said, their tone dry, "which is why this has been classified as neglect. We'll be recommending mandatory counseling and parenting education if she wants to stay involved in Lily's life." Finally, accountability. Emma's lawyer was also building a case for reckless endangerment, and I agreed to provide a formal statement. What Lexi did wasn't just irresponsible, it was dangerous. If I'd been out of town or refused to open the door, what would have happened to Lily? That thought haunted me more than I wanted to admit. And while all this was going down, Lexi, she went into damage control mode, but not in any honest way. Instead, she started messaging mutual friends, playing the victim. She's saying you overreacted. One friend messaged me that you were controlling and ruined her vacation out of jealousy. I took a deep breath, then sent the friend screenshots of the bank charges, of her Instagram story, and my messages showing zero warning. It didn't take long before the truth started spreading. Lexi's house of cards was collapsing fast. "Wow," the same friend replied later. "She's screwed. Everyone's seeing it now." That's when Lexi did the most Lexi thing possible. She posted a long, melodramatic rant on social media. "I'm being targeted by people who don't understand the full story," she wrote. "Everyone needs to calm down. I trusted the wrong person and now I'm paying for it. It's so unfair. Unfair. You stole my card, abandoned a child, lied to everyone in your life, and you're the victim. The comments section didn't hold back. Didn't you ditch your niece and run off to Miami on your boyfriend's card? Girl, that's not a misunderstanding, that's criminal. Maybe take some responsibility for once. I didn't comment. I didn't need to. Lexi was doing a fine job of destroying herself. A few days later, Emma called with an update from CPS. They're requiring counseling, mandatory, and if she refuses, she's done. No contact with Lily. Good, I said. But I'm not stopping there, Emma added. The lawyer's pressing charges. Lexi tried to play innocent during the legal process, but the evidence was overwhelming. My statement, Emma's testimony, bank records, Instagram posts, CPS documentation. It painted a clear, damning picture. Lexi had a pattern of selfishness, manipulation, and total disregard for others. Eventually, the case reached a resolution. She avoided jail time, but only barely. The court ruled in Emma's favor. Lexi was ordered to complete parenting classes, attend counseling, pay a hefty fine, and carry a permanent mark on her record for reckless endangerment. Emma told me Lexi cried in court when the judge handed down the ruling, begged for leniency, claimed she didn't mean to hurt anyone. But intentions don't erase consequences. As for me, life moved on, slowly, quietly, peacefully. Sure, a few mutual friends tried to drag me into the drama, but most respected the boundary. Man, I had no idea she was like that. One guy told me, "You seriously dodged a bullet." Yeah, I did. I stayed in touch with Emma and with Lily. A couple weeks after the chaos ended, Emma invited me to Lily's soccer game. I went. Lily ran straight up to me afterward, all beaming and breathless. "Uncle Jake, did you see my goal?" I grinned. "Of course I did. You crushed it out there." She hugged me like I was family. In that moment, everything felt right, solid, worth it. Lexi, I haven't heard from her since the court ruling. Last I heard, she moved back in with her parents and was trying to get her life together. Maybe she'll learn something, maybe not. Doesn't matter. She's out of my life, for good. And I'm proud of how I handled it. I could have let her walk all over me. I could have stayed quiet, but I didn't. I stood up for myself, for Lily, and for what was right. Sometimes, doing the right thing isn't easy, but it's always worth it. Lexi thought she could treat people like backup plans, that she could steal, lie, and manipulate her way out of every mess. Instead, she lost everything: her vacation, her family's trust, her reputation, and me. And you know what? She earned every bit of it.